what would you suggest to the young minds when they start a startup, they get failure, they get depressed or try to suicidals or something? What would you suggest to those young minds?
Suicide is not an answer for anything, if you would ask me. Failures from the time when we are out from the mother's womb to the time when we start crawling, to the time when we start to take our first steps, we fall hundreds of times. Doesn't mean the mother let goes of the kid. Mother believes in taking the right first step and making sure for every fall that a child has had, he will come up stronger. So this is how entrepreneurial journey or startup journey is also about. Startup is not about whether the product is right or whether you are solving some issue at the right time. Today, one product that you might develop may not be of help in today's generation, it might be of help after 10 years. But the mindset that you get from failure is something that will make you far off better in the future, because you know that not everything results in best of the best. Sometimes these failures will help you to build another startup which can make things far better. And this is the learning curve that Ram told us about. We learn from the mistakes, and if we do not learn from the mistakes, then that itself is a big mistake.
Hi Akash, where are we?
Hi Zoya, very good afternoon to you. You are here at our registered address. Welcome to Mangalore first of all. You are here at Bondal. So our registered address is at a place called as Woodville, Citadel Woodville. So we have been registered, and our main office place where we have started our journey is through here. Come, I'll show you and walk you around of our journey.
Yes.
So Zoya, welcome to the gym where we rarely used to work out, but it was more for us a leisure time when we could speak to each other. It was just, as I said, it was just 4 of us in this journey when we started. And during this COVID phase, we also wanted to make sure that it's not that we are mentally fit, we are also physically fit. So during our leisure time, we came here, spent some time, put in our sweat, and we thought, okay, we are doing good. But it is very important for entrepreneurs to also know that it's not just about your mental fitness, it is also about your physical fitness that makes you take better decisions. So this is the gym. You can sit, work out, and you might feel what we have been through.
Which is your favorite exercise to do?
We always used to start with treadmills and lot of stretches that we used to do. But it wasn't limited to any particular exercise. We were trying to do the whole body exercise because our intention was not to build muscles or gain muscles. Our only intention was to be fit, because we didn't have an option to go outside and play any games or sports. So that's why our restriction was just limited to being inside the gym. Hi Zoya, welcome to our den. This is where we first started. Please come in.
So Akash and Ram, can you please explain how you started your journey?
So we started our journey in the year 2021. The home that you are right now is also our registered address. So we are at a place called as Woodville Apartments, which is at Bondal, Mangalore. This is where we initially started our journey, because from the time we left Mysore, we always wanted to come back to the place where we got our education from. And we wanted to bring in the change to this society and to make some changes to the economy. Because this was during the second COVID phase, we didn't have an opportunity to go to any commercial space as such. So reason being that we wanted to work from a place where we have 24 hours electricity, plus we also wanted internet that is readily available, and it should have been a space where all of us could have worked. So what you see right now was nothing. It was just an empty space. We had just had our housewarming a couple of months ago, and we thought, okay, this being an empty space with just a television and couple of furnitures that we had, we thought, let's start. And that's how we started. I'll walk you around to show what we were doing. And also during this phase, we had unlimited internet that was available. And we also had 24 hours of power that was available. So that was the basic necessity and need when we started this journey. And this helped us to achieve what we are today.
So this is when we started. So here was our first setup with the laptop, which you can see in the image, where Akash and the other guy sitting and they are discussing about something. So that was our first setup that we have had. Yeah. So this is kitchen. So that was our first room, and this is another room where we kept all our luggages, bags, and whatnot. So this is going to be this was the hall where.
Uh, as I said, our office is registered here itself. Ram usually works from both of our offices because he handles the operations. And I deal with clients who are at US. So for me to be in office all the time doesn't make sense.
So I'll explain the game. I will ask some famous Bollywood dialogues. Okay, you have to change it in your civil engineering style.
Okay. By profession, I'm a civil engineer right now, but by education, I'm a mechanical engineer. So let me see whether I can use
can change it in
mechanical terms or
mechanic or
civil
civil.
terms. Yeah, we will try our best, but we are not too good with
Bollywood.
Bollywood or any
Just a
movies
try.
as such. Yeah, we will try. We would love to.
डॉन को पकड़ना मुश्किल ही नहीं नामुमकिन
At StraeCon, mistakes को पकड़ना मुश्किल ही नहीं नामुमकिन है. I'm telling this because my clients won't understand Hindi.
This is not in good terms.
Yeah. Because our clients don't understand Hindi, so we are on the safe side. Yeah.
थप्पड़ से डर नहीं लगता सा प्यार से लगता है
कॉलेज से डर नहीं लगता था.
Schedules और back charges से लगता है. Yeah.
Powerful people come from powerful places.
Powerful projects comes from powerful fabricators and directors.
So it's the last one. Both you can. पुष्पा झुकेगा नहीं साला. Yes.
All done. Good. Thank you.
So I will ask you some regarding your childhood and college days question. Okay.
Right.
Have you ever bunked the classes?
A lot of times we have, because that's what you probably do in your school days and college days, and that's when you learn few things, how it is okay to bunk and it is also not okay to bunk.
Have you ever given a fake reason to teachers when you have not completed the notes?
Oh yes, always.
Any one incident, whenever you recall from your college days, it's make you happy?
Everything that we see of today, if we relive our college days, it is always happy. That today we are what we are because of the kind of education that we got, or the effort that the teachers have put in us to make what we are today. We have always told this multiple times. It's not just that we believe in the God or are just our parents. For us, teachers also have been the second parents to us. Today, whatever we stand by or the growth that we have. So we would like to thank our teachers also for believing in us and teaching us the right and wrongs. And we have always been very fortunate to have the best teachers that we have throughout our journey.
Yeah, as you mentioned, so back then when we were in college, we also felt like it is too much for us. But now, looking back at those days, those memories, we feel like okay, we are blessed to have those days.
Akash, has you completed your education in Mysore? Compared to Mysore and Mangalore, what difference you see?
The standard of education, what I feel is over here at Dakshina Kannada is on the higher end, because results always speak volumes. Even if you see class 10th or class 12th results, Dakshina Kannada and Udupi always have topped. But doesn't mean that the school or the diploma college I studied isn't good. It's just that there's a difference in terms of education when it comes to the way we were taught at Mysore, where the way we have been taught here. It's not that I've just done my education at Mysore. I've also studied engineering in Vivekananda College of Engineering and Technology, which is at Puttur. So I feel that every educational institution sets their own standards. It's up to the students to see whether they would grasp what the teachers are trying to teach us. So yeah, it's one and the same. Result speaks volumes in terms of the output of the students compared to Mysore. and Dakshin.
You're tackling the students mainly from civil engineering branch. Nowadays, admissions are less for civil engineering. How you're going to search the?
That's a great question where we are also looking for an answer. We call it as a life cycle where some things that goes up should always come down. There have been times when the IT branches were on the lower end and the core branches like mechanical, civil, or electrical engineering, to name few, were always on the higher end. But after COVID, I think the mindset of the students was more like, let me to work from home. It's always a good opportunity to work from home. In mechanical, civil engineering, or electrical sector, we have never got an opportunity to work from home whenever it is at core. And just to correct you somewhere, we at StraeCon, we haven't looked at civil engineering as such. We are a construction-based industry, and we do something called as virtual construction. So for us, in our team, we have people from diploma, we have people from engineering, we have people from masters as well. So we have both mechanical engineering as well as civil engineering. Ram has done his civil engineering. I have done my mechanical engineering. So overall, if you see, we work on one subject that both of us study on, something called as, they call it as strength of materials, we call it as mechanics of materials. So it's the same subject, it's the same concept. It's just that the terminologies are different. We all work together in construction industry, whether it is a mechanical engineer or a civil engineer.
What is your opinion?
Yeah, if you ask me, end of the day, what we are trying to train here is completely out of syllabus that is taught in your college days. So in colleges, they are going to teach you the basics of what the construction is, and here what we are trying to train you is what is applicable in the construction industry and what is the trend going on in the construction industry. We are part of BIM, so our main goal is to get the quality output. So we train everyone based on the requirement of our field. So
How did both the colleges ecosystem help for your business?
See, the both colleges that we are associated with, one which is Alva's Institute of Engineering and Technology, which is under Alva's Education Foundation, as well as St. Joseph Engineering College. These colleges have been in existence for more than the time we know of. Both these colleges are 20 plus year old right now, and it has given education to millions of people. One, we have been fortunate enough to be associated with these colleges to build our own ecosystem. As we have always been saying, our idea was to bring changes to the economy and the ecosystem around us, because when we cleared our education, we didn't get a job opportunity. But what we feel is there are a lot of young talents and the right minds that are available to us locally, and this is an opportunity for them. And this is how these two colleges are helping us in terms of infrastructure, in terms of the availability, in terms of growth as an organization, and they also help us to make a better course for whole of engineering.
adding to that, so what our mission and vision was to also support the local talents. So our dreams and our goals are matching with theirs. So this is one of the reason why we are settled within these two colleges.
Now we can ask something general questions.
Yeah, anything.
If you both were movie makers, on what topic you would had been made a movie?
It's a lot to think about. Yeah, we can relate to a lot of movies. Like, we don't want to name those, but today his main subject about the movie would be about the mental health of students, because to the outside world we see a lot of people being happy. If you actually speak to them through their soul or heart, you feel that they are not happy. The mental health is something that people don't seriously take care of, and I feel that we should concentrate more on making sure that today's children will understand that failures are stepping stone to success, and with failures you learn a lot of lessons that your schools or your colleges or your parents won't teach, or you don't learn this theoretical.
Your journey, we will show you some pictures. You should tell that what were you doing in that picture or what memory recalls you. Okay, first picture.
Yeah, I think Ram would be able to explain more, but I'll tell you, I'm the one who is sitting here. Ram clicked the picture. That's our good friend Chandru who was with us. This was during the second phase of COVID when we actually had left our previous company and we just started. And these were times when we didn't have any setup as such. There was nothing except for two old laptops where we could use it. And I think there's a small monitor that you can also see. Similarly, you see the cloth drying stand. Yeah, and I think we were undergoing one online test from AAC. I can barely see the screen, but I think because of the number of questions that are there, I think Ram wanted us to try out how good or bad our technical side was.
Yeah, this is what we wanted to set up as a training module. So before setting it up for a company, I wanted these guys to take a look and see if this is what we are going to implement or if there are any changes needed. So this is the entire training module they gone through before we started in our company.
Next photo.
So if you see if you saw the previous picture where we had only one monitor and one system, and this is a phase where we started growing. We started getting this. This was the first system that we bought, and uh, see the growth from 1 to 3.
Yeah, this was 2021 Aida Puja, to be precise in terms of when this picture was clicked. As Ram said, in the previous picture that you saw, it was just one image and one system that was there. Here, we bought our second system. That's what you see in the center most, where we have dual monitors. We had some other monitors previously, and we had one system. So during 2021 Aida Puja, we were able to grow ourselves into a little bigger. Today, looking at going back into all these things, we feel happy that the setup that we have currently speaks volumes of what our vision was.
Next photo.
This is about our first call setup.
Yeah, first call. This was during COVID. You know that most of the meetings were virtual meetings, and this was one of the time when we had the first call that we had to take. There's a fun backstory behind this. I think this was again sometime during June or so. We were in our get up of how COVID was not dressed properly. We didn't even want to switch on the camera, but on the right side of the screen, you see myself and Ram. On the left side of the screen, leftmost is our partner who is at US. His name is Christopher Rogalski. And the other person that you see on screen is called as Scott McDaniel. He used to work in a company called as Savaro back then. This was when we had a meeting with them. Today he owns his own company called as KBB Steel. But this is a fun incident that we want to recall because we were trying to tell not who we are to our clients. End of the day, they were able to recognize who we were. So one more thing that we do is, because we work with clients at US, sometimes because of the difference in terms of how we sound and how US people sound when they speak English, there's a lot of difference. So most of the times the Indian names are very difficult to pronounce for our clients. So we have kind of a stage name or a name that our clients can use to call us. So my name is called as Andy Smith when I interact with some of our clients at US, because it's easier for them to tell Andy Smith rather than Akash Shetty. Similarly, we have Ron Gale, who is also, his name is Ram Prasad Ghate. But sometimes we understand for Americans it is a bit difficult for them to pronounce these names. So yeah, we were with our stage name itself, but our client knew, or Scott knew who we were, so he forced us to switch on the camera. And yeah, that was the instance where we shot that picture. But again, if you see the setup, I think during this we didn't have dual monitor. This was even before the previous picture that you showed us. We didn't have a proper speaker at all. So as you can see, there's a Bluetooth speaker, red color, that is connected, and the camera that we were using was the camera that came with our television, which was at home. So yeah, with full Desi Jugaad, we were able to set this call up. And this was how our initial calls with our clients went. And this is from my side of the story, and this is what it is. Again, Ram can add in regarding his side of the story on what it is.
Yeah,
this
is, we were not at all ready for this meeting.
Yeah.
So when the customer requested for the call, we thought, okay, we are just going to take a call and audio call, and we will be just speaking about the technical stuff. But when we started meeting, he wanted us to join to a Google call, Google Meet. So when we joined in Google Meet, he requested us to turn on the camera. That's when this picture we shot.
Yeah. This image is also of 2021. Sorry, 22.
Yeah.
This was the time when we had multiple conversations with the management of Faldwas. This was when we got an opportunity from Vivek Alva sir for setting up our office within the college premises. And during this time, because as you saw in our previous photos, that we had a minimal setup. Now, because we were upgrading ourselves and moving into an actual office space rather than a house, so we had to bring in some systems, bring in some connections in terms of LAN, server, and other systems. The person that you see over there is called as Vilas Rai. He is our system admin. He has been there with us. Even so as to talk about him, I think he was one of the first few to believe in us. He gave us one of the systems in credit even before we were able to build anything, which was a big thing back then, because even when we bought our first system, which was close to around 2.5-3 lakhs as well, a person who believed in us without taking any payment, he gave us. So even to this day, he has been a vendor for us when it comes to system admin. And this shows how, I think this was late night at around 12:30 at night. We had to set up everything. Also on the background, you can see back then she was the placement coordinator called as Tanvi Rai, who helped us to set up. And she used to be the go-to person, because so as to coordinate, we wouldn't be able to coordinate with Vivek sir, as he had a lot of other things that he was handling. So she was part of it.
Next.
This Ram can explain. I'm not there in this picture, but
Yeah, this was 28th of March. So
2022. Yeah.
Akash was in US for conference. So we officially started in Arvas. So Vivek sir came and
did the lighting
ceremony. So this was our core team. So you see Mithilesh, then Ashok Uncle, Akash Dad, then Vineet, then Kiran, Chandru, and Rajat. So this was the core team when we started here in Alwas.
And these are pillars of our company. Some of them are not working with us anymore, but still they're always in our hearts, because we shouldn't forget the journey that we have taken, because that's how we were. And these people have been there as strong foundation and strong pillars. That's the journey. So here in this picture, again, this was sometime in April. You see, this person is called as Mithilesh, who has been with us from day one of we being at Alvas. We knew him previously from the time we were working for our previous companies, but he had taken a break and he worked as site engineer somewhere. Then, based on the idea that we had, why we would want to set up an office in Bangalore, he also wanted to be part of it, and he joined us. Today, he handles our Mudabidri office, the whole office. Yeah, the journey has been fruitful for him because I think in this image that you see, he had come from a break of around 6 months, so he 6 or 1 year close to, and he wasn't so aware with respect to how the software is used because of the short break that was there. I think that's what he was recalling.
Yeah, he was in training, so that's when this picture was taken, and also you can see the laptop there and the setup. This was again a jugaad kind of thing.
Correct.
So when
We
when
did
we
it.
started here in Alvas, we had only a few systems. Again, this was all with credit that Vilas has given. So most of the systems were on credit,
Yeah.
and the again for the training, we were not able to afford systems for the trainees who were using that. So they were most of the time they were using paper and pencil in the initial days. So you see all those things, and you can see the phone where he's searching for a couple of items on the internet. Yeah.
Okay, in this image, you can see it's still the core team, but two other people are there, except for, sorry, one more person has been added in this. As you see, this was the kind of setup that we had in the ground floor of Alva's Institute of Engineering and Technology. Today, it's called as Alva's Tech Center. We were given a temporary setup. By now, you can see, I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 systems, 6 systems, and you can see the core team working. And also on the far end of the corner, she is our first employee who joined us. Her name is Brinda. She has been an alumni of this college, and we had a very basic interview. And we were end of the day, even to this day, when we interview people, we don't see what are the grades, what is the percentile, or what is the percentage. We try to understand whether they would want to build a career with us, and that's the basic thing. That is, when we had this discussion, she was interested, and this was during the first week, and she was undergoing training. Yeah, a fun image. This is of Vineet. uh, when we started, as I said, we were just a small team, but we had a lot of projects that we had got. Um
This was one of the biggest
One of
projects
the biggest projects that we have until they worked on. It's like it's the feather on our hat, if you would want to call it as. We were hardly a team of around 8, even back then. We didn't have shifts as such, but I think most of us were putting in close to 20 plus hours, and I think this image is where Vinith had put in close to around 32 hours at a straight stretch.
Yeah, because for that position as a checker, he was the only person who was doing all the, who is taking care of all the requirements and
As per the
as per
customer
the
needs.
customer needs. And you don't see their Red Bulls and
Yeah.
Monsters, but this is after the
Correct.
Monster shot.
This was the first batch of students that we trained from Alva's civil engineering batch. Couple of them joined us and started working with us. Yeah, and we were also part of a team that was training the students of final year. This is the same time when we were here, and as I said back then, our work time was evening 5 to morning 5. But because we also had to train these people, all of us used to come at around 12ish or 1 o'clock, train them till 5 o'clock, then carry on with our work. Yeah, and this is the first batch of students.
I think this is our first outing or
As a team,
as a
yeah.
team. So you see the team is growing. So from 8 members to 15 members team, 15 plus members team, and this is the first time we went outside for
a team lunch.
for a team lunch.
Yeah, because most of the times we have always felt celebrate as and when it is needed, because mistakes keep happening, issues keep coming. It's part and parcel of life. So whenever you get time to celebrate, just celebrate. And these are down the memory lane. This is something that we have always been amazed of. We are part as employers for something that Alvas does, called as Alvas Pragati. Probably this is the biggest job employment fair that happens across India. More than 300 plus companies do come in. There are more than 700 HRs who are part of it. Close to 1,000 plus volunteers are there from Alvas. Alvas core team itself is 20 to 30 people. And this is all initiative of Vivek Adva sir and Mohan Adva sir. I think this was the 12th year of Advas, and the first year of Advas Pragati for us as StraeCon, we came here for placements. This is nothing but super extraordinary of what the vision of the college has, and close to around 20,000 students participate in these 2 days. So, no words to describe. This is again, we went for dinner to the same place where you saw the image. Here the team grew little bit bigger, and we have been doing that. This is from our visit to US. So we usually, for us, even our clients are extended family to us. We have never considered them as just professional connections that we have. We also have a personal touch when it comes to them. What you see is Scott McDaniel and Leah McDaniel. That's Scott's father, who is Chris, and that's my brother Anush. When we had visited to US, we went to their house for dinner and talk. And that's an image from one of the visits that we had.
I think this is a picture from Mangalore
Inauguration. So we named our second office as StraeCon Phase 2. We started Phase 1 at Mudubidre, that is Alvas Institute of Engineering and Technology. This was in the year 2024 when we expanded ourselves. We did collaborate and tie up with a college called the St. Joseph Engineering College. And as you see there on the picture, you can see one of our main mentor, Vivek Adva sir. Then you also see the director of St. Joseph Engineering College, Father Prakash Pinto. Then we also have Principal Sir from St. Joseph, Assistant Director. And this was from the ribbon cutting ceremony of St. Joseph Engineering College. This was the second milestone that we were able to achieve. And we all consider this as not achievement, but different milestones that we have achieved.
This picture is from Tekla meet in Mangalore. So this is the first time Trimble Tekla people visited to Mangalore for their, I think.
It's more like connect with business people, where companies like Trimble comes in and shows what is happening with respect to the product. Here in this, I and Ram were invited as keynote speakers on one of the topics that we had to. And we were the only ones who got that opportunity to speak in front of all the people that were there. We have been using Trimble's product, so we use a software called as Tekla, which is from Trimble. We showcase the projects that we have done, the advantages of using the software, kind of disadvantages of also using the software. But this shows the journey that we had. And in between all those things, we were able to also give a session on what are the advantages for even other customers like ours, and how they can benefit from using these softwares.
When you recall the 5 to 6 year journey, what makes you happy when you see this whole journey?
The journey itself is cherishing and rewarding, because
Correct.
whatever we are today, because of the effort and uh, the hard work that we have put in. And when you see, uh, when you look back and think of those sleepless nights and those efforts, then it always feels rewarding.
Yeah, we cherish each and everything. It's not about the success that we cherish about, it's mostly about the mistakes and the failures that has happened in between. Because even after all those blockages or the problems that we have had, our vision has always been something very simple, and we have always followed that. Uh, it was very nostalgic for us, the images that you also showed right now of the journey, how we were. Today, we don't feel that we have achieved what we are, or we should be able to cherish for the things that we have done, because the mentors that we have, like whether it is Dr. Mohan Alwa sir, when you see his vision of what he did for the whole economy, for the whole city today, even Mudabidri to be called as Mudabidri, and a place where education, sports, as well as all the other cultural activities are to be named for. And even if you see today, we have uh, more than 50 plus sports person who are participating for India from Advas itself, who have been part of it. We always feel that in front of them we are nothing. We are always shadowed, and we always look up to them in terms of what a human can achieve. Because our end goal when we also started this is to make the economy better where we are from, to give more job opportunity for the people from this part of the state, because most of the people from students from here went for placements, went for job to some other cities, but we wanted to bring the difference. And yeah, this journey is very slow, I understand, but like we always say, right? Sometimes when you see that, okay, this is a brand that has grown and become better, you might think it's just a fortnight thing that has happened, but there are years of hard work to which it happens. And I feel that we are on the right journey. It's just that things are changing a little. It's not just in terms of what is happening in the society. It's also based on the things that are there in the market. Slowly, civil and mechanical engineering branches are becoming better. More admissions are happening in all these colleges. And hats off to colleges which believed in this and which didn't close the department altogether. We know of colleges which have closed these departments, mechanical and civil, thinking that these branches of engineering are of use no more. But colleges where our offices are, or where we are present right now, always believed in having these departments, because we always feel mechanical engineering or electrical engineering or civil engineering, or all three of these are core of civil engineering branches. And yeah, we are also working on a sector where it is core. Construction should happen end of the day. We strongly feel that AIs cannot, AI or machine languages or robots cannot replace 100% of the construction that is happening. Yes, technology helps us to make things faster, helps us to have better efficiency, and helps us to be more productive, but human effort will always be there. It's just that we as humans have to up our skills, become better of ourselves, and adapt to the technological changes that is happening.
So now we will be showing the memories of them. So now I will present the cups. Please put your signs on this.
Yeah. Thanks, Zoya. hear you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Zoya. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure being with you and your team. So we had a fun journey to relive whatever has happened so far. Thank you.
Thank you, Zoya. Thank you, team. It is a good moment, and thanks for all the opportunity to be a part of this stories, and wish you a good luck.
Yeah. Also, as a token of gratitude from all of us at StraeCon, we would thank you, who is the face of Silicon Beach Stories. Not just that, we are also thankful for the whole of your team, so that you guys have spent so much of your time, your energy to tell our story and relive our journey with us. It's been nothing but pleasure and happiness even for us. We wish to have it seen by more people, not just about us, it's also about the journeys other entrepreneurs are also having, which may be a good inspiration for students like you or others who are watching it. So, congratulations, and as a token of gratitude, we would like to thank all of you for being such a happy team. Thank you.
Thank you.